welcome you to my channel Adhitya and here we bridge knowledge to success and we do that by telling some interesting stories. And in this episode we are going to talk about how a burning desire transformed a person's life. And we are going to discuss this topic with two different stories. How a burning desire can help you achieve what you want in your life, and how the lack of it can bring you back from the brink of success. So stay tuned till the end because I'm going to tell a lot about the burning desire and how it can transform your life. So, ciao for now. Bye bye. So, my friends, the first story is of a person called Mr. Edwin C. Barnes and Mr. Edison. Thomas Alva Edison, the great inventor and the person who invented the bulb, which is almost, in fact, in every house in the world. So, okay, so what happened? Mr. Barnes had a had a dream, and his dream was to become the business partner of Mr. Edison, and he could give his life for that goal. So we know that it was a burning desire, and he wanted to become the big business partner of Edison. Now, how would he do that? He did not know Edison firstly, and Edison at that time was so famous, it was so hard to meet him like a celebrity, right? So it was very hard to meet him. He did not know that who how, he did not know Edison personally, so he could not just go over and then talk, hi Edison. Okay, so the next problem was that he did not have the money to travel to Orange, New Jersey, where Mr. Edison resided and had his office. So these two problems may have stopped many people from their dream, but not Mr. Barnes, because his dream was not a simple one. It was a burning desire. So what he tried was the blind baggage technique. He went on a freight train to Orange, New Jersey. He went against all the odds and then he defied them all. And then he went on a freight train. It was illegal, right? But he somehow managed to get there. And when he went there, he now the main problem was to schedule a meeting with Mr. Edison, and he somehow managed to do it, maybe some luck or something, but he tried to do that. He did that. And when he met Mr. Edison, who was very intelligent and very, he was such a he had a very intelligent mind and identified that he had the burning desire, and he knew that he would be persistent on becoming his business partner. So eventually Mr. Edison agreed and gave him a place in his office at a nominal salary, right? Not so good. And he worked there for some time, and then he got he then remembered that his goal was not to work for Edison but be his business partner. So he thought that how will I do this? He was thinking about that while Mr. Edison had invented the Ediphone, the Edison dictating machine. Okay, so the marketing team that Edison had were not so interested in that product and did not want to sell it. So he had no other choice, and he had no choice for marketing. But one day, Barnes crept into he saw the Edison Ediphone with quickly and with great interest, and then he thought it is such a great product. I can ask Edison for marketing it. So he asked Edison, who had no other choice, accepted it willingly, and then Mr. Barnes started to market it. Now he was so successful actually. In fact, so successful that he was allowed to market the product around the whole country. So there was a phrase in that time that made by Edison, installed by Barnes. So he was so famous. He was so famous that after some time he became the right hand man of Edison. And this is how a person with no salary or nothing, and he just had one thing that made him like leap all the problems that he had before him and get his goal. So Mr. Barnes had nothing, just a burning desire, and that desire became his spacecraft to Mars, where Edison was. So I hope you found the story interesting. So the second story we are going to talk about how the burning desire and its lack destroyed a person, like this like brought back a person from the brink of success. So this story's name is Three Feet from Gold, and there was Mr. Aryu Darby and an uncle of his, and they like Aryu Darby was young and his uncle was like quite old, and during that time it was like the gold rush days, so everybody wanted to try their luck and go and dig with the pick and shovel. So they also tried their luck, and the uncle in fact had an claim at a mine gold deposit. So they went there with the pick and shovel. They worked for 3 weeks labor, and then they found the shining ore. So they found the shining ore, and then they needed special machinery to take it out and like take it to their home and give like and then make millions out of it. So they went there to their home. They bought they called all their friends and family, and then they asked, can you give us some money for the machinery? And they like grouped all the money, and then they bought the machinery, and they went and they started drilling. They drilled for like a lot of weeks, and still they were not able to find the shining ore. Now where had the gold gone? They drilled, but still they could not find. After one last attempt, they returned to their hometown and gave up. They sold the machinery to a junk man who knew that they were trying their luck at that so place, and they had found the gold before, but not now. So this junk man was not a dumb junk man. He knew that there is gold, and then he hired a architect with the $100 he got. And then the mining architect said that they were they were so foolish. They stopped just 3 feet above gold, and then that person, the junk man, made millions out of that mine. But the Aryu Darby and his uncle, they lost millions from that mine. They could have got that gold and become successful millionaires in their life, but they couldn't because they did not have the burning desire, and they quit before they could get the gold. So but Aryu Darby learned one thing from that. He became a salesman going forward in his life, and then when he went to a customer, he said, I stopped 3 feet before gold, but I will not stop when a customer says no. So he kept that as a motivation in his life. So he did something good in his life because he made most of his out of his failures, and that is what we all should do. So the burning desire is something that can take you to many planets, many things, and many goals you have. And well, the lack of it can also bring you back from the brink of success. So so whenever you want to do, just pick one thing that you have as a burning desire. For example, you want to become a doctor, you want to help everybody, and then you want to become a policeman, you want to do something for your country. Then do it and follow it until your life ends. You have to do everything with your heart and follow it, even though if it won't yield any result. Okay, somehow God will be happy that you did something in your life. You did not quit before you just started it. So well, I hope you were inspired by this episode, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you hit the notification bell. Well, ciao for now. Bye bye.